Alright guys, big news for Zone 0. The long-awaited IDOLS faction, now officially known as the Angels of Delusion, seems fully locked in for their playable release in the game very soon, which is set to be around the 2.6 version update. This is thanks to the brand new info and even official social media activity that they recently started with the IDOLS faction. So today we're going to break down everything we know about the Angels of Delusion, including their release window, early hints, brand new kit concepts, and why there's so much hype around the Angels of Delusions going around right now. Also, if you guys do enjoy the early previews and want to stay updated on every major Zone 0 patch, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on anything 24/7 right here on the channel. But alright, let's not waste any time and get right into it, as we have a lot of news to talk about the Angels of Delusion for this video. So one of the biggest discoveries very recently is that the official Angels of Delusion X account, Twitter account, started posting for the very first time on October 28th, followed by a wave of new posts after that. This is huge because Hoyoverse doesn't activate faction accounts unless they're about to start promoting them for real. We saw the same case and pattern with the previous faction, like the Cunning Hairs. They had an account similar to this one all the way back, and later on they did the same with the newer factions. The timing lines up perfectly with what many have been saying, so it seems the release date is actually planned for the 2.6 version update. Between the first official post on October 28th and the sudden activity spike, it's now very clear that marketing is actually ongoing right now, starting early for their upcoming release date. If we go take a look at the Angels of Delusion account, here we have they posted 12 hours ago, then another one on November 13, another one on November 2nd, we had one on October 29, and the first one on October 28th. So they've been building up the faction here. We've been getting more hints and lore about what these characters are all about. These tweets have basically been the point of view of these characters. But alright, now that we know we have the idols on the way very soon, what do we know on each of the members from this faction? Let's start with the character we've technically known the longest. We got Shinatu. Shinatu is a character that appeared all the way back in the main story in the 2.1 version update. She was the first hint at the IDOL faction on the way. Typically, they like to drip a character inside the game before they come out patches later. Now we have updated data confirming that the new code name for this character for Shinatu is actually called Summer in her files very recently. So this is a pretty good chance that she does launch as Summer instead of Shinatu when she becomes playable, with her estimated release date to be 2 patches from now, which lines perfectly with the 2.6 version update. She is described as being the composer of the group and is expected to be a strong ice support / buffer, and for what's being speculated around her kit, it's set to include boosting team attack, crit, and possibly other stats, building a music meter during gameplay while she's on the field, and triggering additional team buffs and anomaly bonuses once the bar is full. The concept for this character is that her playstyle is focused on staying active briefly to set up big damage windows for allies. Basically, she looks like a high value team enhancer, but with her own unique mechanic. But one thing to keep in mind is this is not confirmed. Alright, next up, the second character to talk about is Utani. Easily the most visually unique member of the faction, especially with the base robot form. Now, on the info that we have on this character right now, she's expected to be either anomaly with the role of a main DPS or strong burst sub DPS. Her gameplay concept include wide AoE attack that sync to musical beats, possible quick time timing events, where perfect inputs boost damage, and 2 forms. We know there's a combat robot based form and a human form that's probably going to enhance her abilities, so we know that much is confirmed. But for the rest here, it's just a kit concept. But overall, this character does seem like a fan favorite in the making. I'm always personally a huge fan of characters with 2 forms, and that's able to switch playstyles during combat, which is one of the reasons I'm pulling for Yishun. So it seems this character will follow that trend of having 2 different forms. We've been having these characters pop up a lot more. So this is what we know on Utani. Now let's move on to the last member of the group. We have the third member, Rudu. She's the leader of the Angels of Delusion. For what we know of this character, she's said to be a physical stun character with the role of a hybrid support DPS. She has a mix of both long range and close range attacks similar to Haramasa, and her kit concept does mention that she might be deploying holographic stage effects that pull or manipulate enemies, so some crowd control, and enhancing the team when she initiates a chain attack, blending range hits with melee choreography moves. She seems to function as both crowd control and a hybrid support, but remember, this is early kit info, and these are only kit concepts on the characters, so nothing is officially confirmed yet, but at least this gives us a good picture of what to expect, and also we have the good news of their release date on the way very soon. But since we have more than 2 S-rank members in the group, surely only 2 of them can drop for 2.6, unless they make one of them a A-rank character, but based on what we know, we think all of them are going to be S-rank. Now, based on the 2.1 Shinatu appearance, the official Angels of Delusion Twitter activity starting from October 28, the early roadmap patterns, and multiple sources with the codename updates, the Angels of Delusion lineup is expected to roll out in the 2.6 patch, with Shinatu might be named as Summer. We then have Utani, which can be the second character, the second S rank of 2.6, and possibly in 2.7 or 2.8 we can get the third member of the group, Rudu. Some sources claim all 3 could appear in 2.6 banners, but right now the safest and most consistent pattern points toward 2 at launch and 1 shortly after, like they usually do when they release factions containing 3 characters. Now this next part is also important to mention, since Shinatu already had her clone name changed to Summer. Because of this, the other 2 idols may get a updated codename before their release. We will just have to see, and if more names show up or any more changes, I'll definitely let you guys know and update you guys right away on the channel. So in summary, the Angels of Delusion, originally known as the Idol faction, are finally entering the spotlight with confirmed social media activity, updated character files, steady new early info across multiple patches, and expected launch around the 2.6 version update. Each of them brings a completely different gameplay identity. We got Summer, known as Shinatu, AI support, Utani as the Either Anomaly, and Rudu as a physical stunner, but again not confirmed. That is all we know for now. It's easily one of the coolest faction releases Zenless 0 has planned so far. I'm personally very excited for those characters. If you've been following the channel for a very long time, you will know I've been talking about the idols for nearly 1 whole year, so it's really hyped to finally have them coming out in the next update. Finally, it seems we have a lot of must-pull characters on the way, especially 2.4, there's some really cool characters, 2.5, and then 2.6, the Idol faction. Let me know down below which character are you hoping for and what character design caught your attention the most. And if you guys don't want to miss out for when I get more news on these characters, like the video, subscribe, and put those notifications on. But this will conclude everything we currently know about these characters with the latest news and updates about the Angels of Delusion faction. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.